G'day! As part of National Science Week, the Biology Study of South Australia is making a series of short videos to promote backyard biodiversity and engage the public in citizen science. Since European settlement, Australians have made a concerted effort to make their gardens look more like home, that is, the environment of Europe. The culmination of this sentiment was really highlighted in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, when people deliberately introduced exotic plants and animals into the environment to make it more homely. In a lot of ways, this kind of thinking has never really gone away. In most gardens, you'll still find succulents from Africa and South America, trees from Europe and Asia, and small plants that would be much more at home in an English meadow than the height of Adelaide summer. There's nothing wrong with the deciduous jacaranda in the backyard, don't get me wrong. But there are a lot of benefits to our environment, and I believe our collective and unique identity as Australians from planting locally indigenous native plants in our backyards. Many weeds that are now well established in bushland environments have their origins in someone's backyard. Nasturtiums, agapanthus, pepper trees, all found the confines of their owners' gardens too limited and have now gone widespread and are damaging the environment. Planting locally indigenous species in your garden stops further escapes of exotic plants into the bush and contributes to the biodiversity of your local area. Local natives, like this rock coria, are already well adapted to the environment and therefore require less water and less maintenance. If you choose to plant local native plants in your garden, native birds and insects can pollinate those plants and spread their genes to other populations elsewhere in the region. Your garden might even become a refuge of plants that are native to your area but uncommon. If that's not enough, I believe that South Australia has some of the most interesting flowering plants in the world. Planting these plants in your garden will add beauty, colour, and environmental benefits are just a bonus. The choice of what to plant in your garden should really be informed by where you live. If you live in the eastern Mount Lofty Ranges, it doesn't really make sense to plant a grey box. And if you don't live on the coast, coastal wattles wouldn't be your first choice either. The first step in choosing what to plant in your garden is to go take a look in your local bushland reserve. I also recommend taking an ID book with you. My favourite field ID book is It's Blue with 5 Petals by Anne Prescott. It's a really simple book to use. You start by matching the colour of the flower to the colour in the book, blue or purple in this case. Then you flick through until you find the flower shape that matches the flower that you're looking at. We've got a pea here, Hardenbergia, so flick to the blue peas, flick through until you find a diagram that matches what you're looking at, and there you go. It's important to keep in mind the growth habit of the plants you've chosen to plant in your garden. If you've only got a small amount of space, maybe use some smaller shrubs, grasses or herbs. But if you've got more room, choose a larger shrub or even a small tree. Now you've got some plants in mind, head down to your local native plant nursery and see what they have in stock. You want to make sure your hole is at least 1.5 times as deep as the pot your plant is in. To get the plant out of the pot, gently squeeze around the outside. Put your fingers over the top, give it a shake. It should come out fairly easily. Place your plant in the hole. Backfill, firming down as you go. There's your backyard biodiversity.